So here we are, it's lunchtime. Day trading number 2 or 3, I do believe now. We're on day 2. So we, of course, still have our initial investment of Tattooed Chef that we are keeping a very close eye on so far since we bought that stock. If you guys were following along, and do keep in mind that is at your complete own risk. I have no responsibility, and you playing with the market, it is almost a guaranteed loss 50% of the time, so be aware. However, if you are following along and you are aware of the risks, right now we are looking at a pay loss open of $19 with $11 on the day. So since we've opened this, we've gained $19 almost. So we are gaining some big gains here, and it's up and down a lot today, which is totally fine for us. Earlier today we sold 10 shares for about 20. We were on the higher range up over here somewhere, and we made a pretty good profit off of that. And we took those profits and we put them into our next money maker, and that is Corsair, ticker CRSR right here. And we're buying into that because they make, some of the most highest quality computer parts that are on the market. Now, right now, we are looking at them expanding their business a lot this year. There's some big news. They just absorbed El Gato, so that's a big deal. So while we're looking at this now, you can see it's dropping now to the 38.96 range. I bought in a little high today. I should have waited a little bit longer, but sometimes that is what it is. This is the end of the year long-term hold is what I'm calling it. By the end of the year, I want to see this have jumped, $10, $15, maybe even more depending on what they do with their market this year. In addition, we've jumped into an even riskier play here with a Chinese company, 36KR Holdings. They are a investment economic type group that deals in advertisements for investors in new businesses into the Chinese economy. They were valued at around $14 last year before their stock has hit this just absolute low. And this is actually not even the lowest it's been. The lowest it's been has been $2 previously. So they've climbed up already if you invested early. So if you see this is definitely on the way riskier side. They have a way smaller market cap, and this is a foreign company, so this is a big risk. I've only bought 3 shares into it. So I'm hoping maybe they go sky high, they do something crazy. I make, double, triple, quadruple, whatever I put into it at $4 and change. And, maybe we make a little bit of money there. So moving on, we'll take a look at our dividends account, our position here with Walgreens. Again, we only have the 1 share with Walgreens right now. This is what we can manage until we can start making bigger plays on some of our profits that we're making. And right now you can see Walgreens kind of holding a little bit of a rocky road here. It's up and down, but they did release today. They have some news on Walgreens. I see my news is elsewhere at the moment. Here we are. And this is Walgreens. They are talking about that they are making Pixel by LabCorp, which means that they are producing nationwide home testing kits. Right here, you can test home kits. These test kits will cost, I believe it said somewhere down here, $119 a test. Right here, it's a saliva test kit. This news broke today at 7:10, and this one here at 12:03. So just about 20 some minutes ago. Be a little bit different on the East Coast, obviously, for when the news actually broke. But you can see here when that news broke, in the 8:30 to the 10:57, 11:58, you can see that there's some big movements here on their stock. We've made a good 46 cents on the day for them, so that's positive. TTCF, like I mentioned earlier, still holding steady. We were up to the 14 range earlier when I sold my 10 shares, so we made a decent profit on that. Like I said, overall we're at a 19 gain. So really good positive day. When I look at the overall for the day here, we are positive across the board. 1% on the S&P, 1.2 on the Dow Jones, 0.6 on the NASDAQ. It looks like things might be rebounding a little bit now that all of the coronaviruses vaccines have started to hit. Now that all those things are out there, a lot of people are starting to dive back into the market. They know things are going to have a big upswing, and you can see it right here. Look at this. this huge upswing in the S&P 5. Just from 1 p.m., it's jumped clear up here. We're talking big moves right now all across the board, even in the Dow Jones. Dow Jones is moving actually in a little bit more of a horizontal fashion, but it is growing. And this is a huge spike. The Nasdaq is just massively spiking right now. I expect to see that probably well over 1%, I bet, by the end of the day. I'd imagine with the kind of growth that we're seeing here, people are going to get excited about the new market possibilities coming up this year and how everything is coming together. Now you can see our main profile here. Everything is as it is. I added another $200 today, which is why you see such a ridiculous percent increase on the day. I added this big 2 there so we could buy into more of Corsair, and so as a total we gained $11 on the account today. So we've seen a 6% increase, 6% and change increase potentially in our account. We're up to 784. If you remember, we originally invested $550. We did the extra 50 just to make sure we covered any sort of small trading transaction. Sometimes they charge you per share from this, that, or the other, so we just wanted to make sure we were covered on that. And here you can see the overview. Everything looking pretty good. CRSR is kind of negative in the gains, but like I said, that's our end of the year hold. So that's going to be a 6-month or better hold, and we're just going to stay solid on that. TTCF, I don't know. I might come off another 5 shares or so in a month and take that profit and put it back into CSR. So this whole thing is just teaching you how to put money in, trying to manage your risk appropriately. I'm not just picking these out of a hat by any means. I'm not just picking these out of anywhere. I'm watching a lot of videos. I'm doing my research on them. Here at TD Ameritrade, you can get quotes as easy as typing in their ticker symbol right here, CRSR. We'll look at Corsair. Brings up all this lovely information, detailed down to the bit, what dividends, when, how, the 52-week ranges, their shares outstanding at 91 million there. Their EPSs, and then you can go over here to the news. This is a beautiful thing I love. Gives you up to date. This is from yesterday, was the most recent news, talking about the software companies and their downtrends, and now they're starting to slowly turn back the other way. And the big indicators on the market are saying that as well. We've had okay volume, 80 million volume today so far at the peak. Not terrible, not great. Definitely some people looking at it and considering it. You go over here to the earnings chart, you can see where they're at for this quarter and that quarter. You see everything's doing really well. The coronavirus did not really hurt these guys very much. Year high of 51 right there. So that's a mid 2020 roundabout, you could say about mid. And they had a high of 51, and now they kind of crashed back down a little bit with all the tech stocks going down. And you can see they trended way back up here already, a high of 49, and we're buying in at 39. And they had a low of 33. So this is just a guaranteed moneymaker right here. You're guaranteed to grow. It's grown 0.206% over the last 60 days. As you can see, the trends for, as you can see, it's grown to 0.206 over the last 60 days, and we have the negative drops from the tech stocks falling off over the last couple weeks. And that's completely to be expected in these charts if you're paying attention to what's been going on and what's been happening with the GameStop bubble. And I guess if you're looking for a personal opinion, another 2 cents into that, yes, that was a great play for those investors that did that and got everybody together. Yes, I do think that's a little bit of insider trading. That's really pushing the gray and black line. You know what I mean? Where you start crossing over into the way more questionable side. You're gonna have to explain yourself. But I think that really caused a giant ripple to happen here in all of the stocks, just everywhere. Everything that you look at, if you look in the last. This is a 3-year chart. Let's look at a year. Well, actually, let's back it down. Let's go to a month, because that's when this all kind of took place, is in the last month. And you can just see it just plummets here, 2-1, and then skyrockets, and then we have this decline. I'm thinking in this area, which is, kind of where that bubble happened, you could just see how absolutely nuts it made everything. And this is just in one share of the gaming marketplace. Now just think about what that did in the whole tech as a general. You can tell already it threw everything into a damn wobble. And it made everything a little bit more volatile. But thankfully, the chairman made a good statement yesterday that they're going to keep interest rates low. Unfortunately, the greed radar chart is kind of reading into the greedy right now, which is not great. It's dipping up and down all over the place. And let's look at this right here, right here. I called it, and already we're up 0.2% on what I called, or 0.06%. The NASDAQ is going to hit that 1% mark today. I bet you. And as someone who knows nothing about this market, I'm just reading the charts, I'm reading the trends, I'm understanding what I'm being told. And our account's up. It's been 2 days. Everything's starting to recover now. If you have money to put into the market, now is the time. Pick a good long stock that you can make some money on. Example is TTCF here, our tattooed chef. Look into them. Go and buy some of their products. Check them out. I have myself. In our freezer right now, we got some of the cauliflower and some of the zucchini. We tried one of them last night. We bought two of one of them just to give it a try, and they're phenomenal, and they're great. And from what I hear from other YouTubers that have invested in this and other investors, these places are selling out everywhere. I mean, they have multiple SKUs. It's not just one product. It's dozens of products, and they're selling out everywhere, and they're selling well. So you just have to take those common indicators. In Corsair, well, you go on. So you would ask, well, okay, how do you see a Corsair? You know, it's a gaming company. How would you see how they're doing in the real world? Go on to Amazon, eBay, any sort of computer parts website, and look at the reviews. The reviews are all phenomenal. You can't get a better review than Corsair, and I'll show you why. I have a Corsair. I didn't even consider this when I first bought in until I looked over there and I looked into it to see who else was talking about it. And sure enough, it's a big value play right now. It's at a bargain price of $38.80 at this minute. $38.80 with a percent growth over the day. So long-term hold, guaranteed. Like, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think. To be continued.